Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season finale of DragonHeisters. I am your GM, your DM, co-DM for this evening, Alexis. Wow, we're having a day, and you can find me at VoxFinato. Few quick announcements before we really get into things tonight. As this is the season finale, there will be no DragonHeisters starting next week. We have a one-shot lined up for you for the same time slot next week. Ty will be GMing. We're still figuring out what that will be, but it will be spoopy. and Ty. So there you have a good idea of what to expect from that. Also, starting probably the week after that, we were going to have a short mini arc of a series that I'm working up. So stay tuned, follow us on Twitter, and join the Discord for announcements on what is to come. Those announcements will be coming very soon. Season 2 of DragonHeisters should be picking up again mid-January, it looks like. And we should be getting our Jirok, our Wolfie boy Chris back. So stay tuned for all of those announcements later. That's me. That's that. Matthew?
Hey, folks. I am Matthew Foreman. I am at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. Remember our friends at Animal Helper, our little partnership rescue that helps rescue dogs in New Orleans. Find out today how you can help by clicking down below. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Johnny, the magical sex worker who is a divine soul sorcerer that also uses he, him pronouns and has 2 guns.
Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And tonight, I am Mix Magpie, the wizard, theoretically. Yeah, that's it.
And I'm Sai, I'm Codium, and I am also playing Hamish Sampson, a Tempest cleric of unknown race. We both use he, him pronouns. Yeah. And I think that's it, except for the intro video. Then I'll do the recap.
Yeah. Welcome back.
So a recap. Last week on DragonHeisters, the Garbage Liars continued their pursuit of the Stone of Golorr. They were in an alley where Sil had saw the stone fall from a devil's grasp, I believe, and it was about to be taken away by someone in a cart. The party managed to kill the bodyguard as well as the person in the cart. After a somewhat lengthy battle, a raven flew out of the cart with the stone in its hand and began to fly away, and the party gave chase on the rooftops, with Magpie throwing some elbows and playing some hopscotch. And I think that's where we ended, is seeing, I think the stone dropped again, didn't it? Is where we ended off? It dropped again right at the end?
Yes. It the raven took off with it, and you saw some kind of chased it, and then you saw some sort of like a stone or something ram into it, and it dropped not only did the raven drop the stone and it tumbled somewhere into the alleyway into the city of Waterdeep, but you saw the raven poof and kind of melt and disappear into that same sort of ash and everything that you saw with those small little winged devil-like creatures. Oh, chat. All right. So, yes. Mix Magpie, I believe we said, saw where, like, the trajectory of the stone. So, we pick back up with the four of you, still a bit ahead, but not by too much, but still is a bit ahead of everyone else. And Mix Magpie saw the location of where the stone generally is. We're all running. Through the streets. What are you all doing?
Thank you, Corey, for the raid. That's what we're
Corey,
doing.
thank you.
Mwah.
T. Okay, so I'm sorry, could you just spatially, so did you say that Magpie is closer to Hamish and Johnny and that Syl, so it's almost like Silpie is further ahead?
You're definitely further ahead because you succeeded on 2 checks that I didn't.
Yes. Syl is
One or
in the
two.
lead, Mix Magpie is not too far behind, and then
Got
Johnny and Hamish are bringing up the rear.
And can Magpie see either Hamish or Johnny behind her?
Yeah, I'll say you have eyes on both Syl and the other two.
Oh, okay.
Reduce music by like 10-20%.
Sure.
Didn't change anything.
Where is my... How's that?
Probably good. Chat will let us know. Chat, let us know about music volume.
It's true.
I'm just running. I don't have any special abilities or anything I can do. I'm just fast as my little feet can carry me.
All right.
I'm gonna try and like wave them over to me. Or do
Okay.
I have a thing? No, if they can see me. then
You
I-
have message.
We learned that I am not a helpful wizard. What?
Just a reminder.
So
A reminder,
but,
Raven.
but if I can see them, then I'm just gonna like wave them in my direction and keep heading towards where the stone fell.
Okay. You know what? I don't want this music. All right. So you make your way over to where the stone fell, and you see a small crowd is just not really assembled. It's just people kind of going about some business. Some people hanging out in front of, just in front of some old rundown buildings, and you see, Mix Magpie, you notice a few kids holding what looks to be maybe the stone, disappearing through a doorway.
Street rats.
Well, it's something.
Chat said music could come down just a little bit more.
I'm
I don't know if
actually
you
not
saw
playing
that.
any music right now.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out what I'm playing. Where did all my good stuff go?
Yeah. Magpie's not above punching a kid.
Well,
I'm joking, obviously. That's a line.
So, Magpie will, if the boys are close to me, that's when I will finally send a message, probably to Johnny, and say, I saw some children run off with the stone that way.
Hopefully they don't know the good routes.
You know these streets better than any of us.
Yeah. Let me come over to you and I'll try to find them. So my intent is to, once we're kind of briefly reconvened, to just head in the door that Magpie where Magpie points, and I use my knowledge of the city to try to sniff these kids out.
Okay. Make me a crime check.
Yeah! Let me just get my dice. Oh, really good. Is this dex based, right? 20.
Int based.
Oh, int based. 24.
24.
Yep.
All right. You manage to snake your way around. I'm assuming keeping out of sight, keeping hidden.
Yeah.
Keeping your way back, and you are able to follow them through this old building and down past this like little entrance in a basement, in like a cellar, and you made your way into. This is entirely the wrong music. Into what
Into the
seems
cast
to be.
It's festive.
Wow. It is very different than what I thought that was. Is this even playing? Anyway, you
Yeah,
make your
this
way
is
into
good.
what looks like a... It's not playing for me, but okay. Make your way into what seems to be a sewer entrance. Just a second.
Of course. Always back to the gutters with us.
Where we belong, really.
I mean,
What
come
kind
on.
of gutters?
Yeah, what kind of gutters, Matthew?
They look to be some kind of stormwater facility. I'm not sure.
Hate it.
Get out of here, Peter.
Get out of here, Matthew.
It's true.
Oh,
Both
there
of
it
you.
is. Okay, I found it.
All right, let's see if reloading will get me the music, because this is a problem.
Come gutters.
There, he said it. Can
God,
everybody see the map?
Yeah. Are we all happy now? Super cannot. Well, wait. It's black.
Should be way over on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd be why. Perfect. Now I have to make sure chat can see it.
There we go. Now I can hear the music. Fuck. Okay.
Doing so great.
So you found yourself in some sort of sewer complex. What is your marching order?
I don't
I
want to.
I can go first. I got it.
Yeah.
No.
By the way, Syl will at some point, as they're walking through, convey that they are, could be doing, are a little hurt, nothing terrible, but.
Yeah. You're fine.
Oh, sorry. I had to bring up my sheet again. I thought I was more hurt than
Yeah,
that.
you're
Never mind. We're good.
fine.
I thought I was hurt more than that from last session. We're fine. We're
Hamish, you doing all right, buddy?
Yeah, I can.
Hamish
I can
probably.
probably use one. I can probably use a heal. I got one.
Oh yeah, heal yourself.
That-
Love you dearly.
I will use my level 2. One of my level 2s. Okay, that's 15.
Okay.
Back up to full.
I'm dating an idiot.
I mean, hey, you made the choice.
But he's so lovely.
He is, and his hair is nice.
And that's what gives him value.
That's right. I want to be either second or third. I do not want to be last.
Still can take the lead if we want, or... Okay, so you don't want to be last.
Yeah. Are you doing scouting lead or?
Still could scout lead.
I could scout. That way you don't have to adjudicate your character stuff while DMing. I'll scout. I'll scout. Hamish, your tank. Lead. I'll fall back behind you if I can.
All right, so Syl will bring up the rear. How about that?
Perfect.
And Johnny's in the front, Hamish right behind.
Yep.
And then Mix Magpie, and then Syl. Okay.
I am begrudgingly walking down this.
Yeah.
You have nothing.
I have nothing, and Magpie's getting cranky.
Do you want a gun? No. Do you want a light crossbow?
No, I want a gun.
I'm not giving you a gun. You could use a light crossbow. I'm not giving you a gun.
Fine.
Wait, how strong are you?
I'm relatively strong. In terms of numbers, it's a 13.
I pull out a large thing of chainmail. You want to just wear this and stand around?
No, I can't wear that.
No, that's terrible.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You can't even wear it because it's
No.
strict 13, but it's different.
I just hand
Not
Mix
flattering.
Magpie a light crossbow with my bolts, the ones I'm not using anymore.
There you go.
Here you go.
What do I do with this?
You can shoot it. You're proficient. +2 to attack, 1d8 +0 to damage.
I don't know what you're saying.
And then
I have a crossbow?
you do now. I will stealthily move forward, attempting to keep an eye out. The old classic D&D approach.
All right. So let me just check. You have dark vision, yes?
Yeah, 60
Up to 60 feet?
Yeah.
So as you progress forward, this is what you see. You see that the sewer system seems to veer off towards the left after a very long haul, but you do see a door
Yeah.
right here. It is rusty, and it's like a rusted iron door.
Good God, I'm gonna shoot this thing off. I will walk up to it and press my ear against and give it a good old listen.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
And also, okay, so let me know what your perception check is.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
Good job. You hear
Sounds good.
the rats somewhere down the sewer. Like that's what you hear.
I am wholly
you hear
convinced.
You hear Hamish's feet stepping through.
I'm like, there's definitely nothing on the other side of this door. We're all good.
Mix Magpie, as you round the corner and approach further, you see off at the far end of your vision 2 doors that are not made to look like doors. You see 2 lines sort of in the stone where things just don't add up quite so well, and it looks like there's been some wear.
By this really lovely rusted door, or we could go down there to those 2.
I guess they probably didn't come through the rusted door. We can just keep going. Like rusted shut, rusted?
No, just old and rusty.
I'll open it. There's no one behind here, so we're good.
As you open the door...
Are you telling me my perception check wasn't good enough?
What?
Well, I'll let you decide that. Because this is what you see.
Are those the kids?
Looks like it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm so glad you opened that.
And as you open the door, 3 dirty, scrappy-looking, around 10-year-old kids turn, gasp, and scream bloody murder at the sight of, like, just at... and kind of run and cower in the corner.
Oh God, kids. It's okay. Yeah.
Them.
No, I didn't do anything. I'll put away both of my guns. Sorry, I forgot I had these out. Mix Magpie, can you come over here? And if Mix Magpie comes over, I will just like gently push her in front of me. Like, deal with this.
I'll sort of turn around and give you a look, and I will stay right there at the entrance. Hi. It's been a long time since Magpie talked to kids. Hi, kiddos. We don't want to hurt you at all. We were looking for something that we lost, and it looked like perhaps you might have found it. So we came here to collect it, but we're not here to harm you. We just saw that you had the thing that we were looking for. What are your names? My name is Magpie. This is Johnny.
Hi.
These are my other friends. That's Sil, that's Hamish.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
That's 24.
Okay. You see the, so the children you see before you are, in the very back is a kind of a lanky looking 10-year-old little girl. She has like a little toy wooden dagger tucked into her belt, and she is cowering in the back. Another to her left is another dirty looking, like they all look, these two look human. He's a boy with a cloak. He has a little toy wand, and he has a little stuffed owl bear with him. And the little tiefling boy in the front is got like an eye patch over one eye, and he's got a little toy bow strung across his back, and a little quiver of arrows back there too. And they're all just kind of whispering to each other. And you see the girl in the far back just kind of using some sort of hand symbols. She doesn't seem to be speaking. The tiefling boy in the front turns around and says, Nat says that you seem okay, so that's Nat, I'm Squidly, and this is Jinx.
Hi, Nat. Hi, Squidly. Hi, Jinx. I'm gonna pop my head out and wave Sil over.
Okay.
And when Sil gets closer, I'm gonna say, do you know anything about perhaps, like, people talking to each other using symbols or signals?
Sil will kind of say, yes, but kind of looking over the shoulder, I don't recognize any of that.
Do you, Johnny?
And she's gonna roll me an intelligence check.
Who, Johnny or me?
You. Mix Magpie, roll me an intelligence check.
That's a dirty 20.
All right. So between you and when Syl looks over to you and says, I don't recognize that. She seems to be using something that I'm not familiar with. It dawns on you that she's using hand signals and she's not speaking. She's probably deaf or mute.
Okay. I will like kneel down so that I'm like their height.
Aw.
So, did you find something on the ground up there?
They kind of confer with each other a bit again, and the girl, Nat, she just looks at you and slowly nods. And she points to the other side of the room. And the tiefling boy speaks up again and says, It scared her. It talked to her.
Oh. That's all right. Sometimes it does that.
So we
I'm gonna like look at
left
the group
it
like
in the other room.
Johnny's just gonna rest his hand on his pistol. Cross draw.
So why don't you all come out here and we can take a look at it? But if it scared you, is it on the other, like, is it near you over there?
And then, so you see Nat sort of start to nod and kind of gesture as if to beckoning you to follow.
I'll do that, but I'll look back at the group and be like,
And yeah, I'll follow.
She takes your hand, Mix Magpie, and the three of you follow Mix Magpie as she is led by Nat into... Oops. Wrong thing. Led into... Damn it. Another room.
aha.
There you go. All right. I think that covers everything you should see. So Nat kind of leads you into this entryway here and just sort of points. And the boys are just kind of behind. And as they look at... Just moving everybody in here, sorry. Woo! There we go. And they sort of look into the room and look back and look at each other again and start whispering. And you see just in this room, it looks very run down. It used to be two separate rooms, but the wall between them is sort of caved in a bit. So it just creates one larger open space. And you see some like really rough makeshift beds where you guess that these kids have been holding up. And you see the stone that you've been searching for and chasing after, sitting beneath this rocking chair, just in the middle of the room. And they just kind of look at each other and look at you, Mix Magpie, and then look at each other again and say, "Where'd the rocking chair come from?"
Nope.
Johnny will very slowly pull out his gun when they say that. I will use sleight of hand.
Go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
10.
All right, well, one of the kids looks up and
It's okay. I just don't know what's about to happen, and I want to protect you.
tiefling boy sort of reaches up for.
No, it's bad for you.
Shiny.
When you're older, come see me at Troll Skull Alley and I'll show you how to shoot. I just look at Hamish.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's definitely a great idea. I like it.
Good. Yeah.
You see his eyes light up, and then he seems to remember that there's some weird stone and a appearing rocking chair, and kind of backs out. The kids all sort of back out of the way, out of the room, as you all sort of seem to be taking charge of this moment.
Magpie is going to take out a small piece of parchment and write down an address on it and hand it to one of them. She'll hand it to Nat, I guess, because that was who led her in here.
Okay.
And I'll look at the group and say, so you're not sure where the rocking chair came from. That's that might not be safe then. So why don't you all go? And I'm going to give them each a couple pieces of silver.
Johnny is also gonna say, "Hey, this is shiny," and toss them 15 gold.
Oh my god.
And then I will say, so you could go to this place. You can stay there tonight. All right? You'll be safe.
Okay.
And I'm giving them the address to my estate.
Oh. Okay. So you see them sort of leave. And you hope that they make it to where you've intended. They now have more money than they've ever seen in their lives. And are off.
The rocking chair? The voices?
Yeah.
What is this stone?
I don't know, but I want to go for it.
Okay, I'm not going to be very useful here, which is not surprising to anyone. I just want that out there.
Whatever.
So, yeah, I don't know what this is either, but I'm very intrigued.
Yeah. Johnny will trace his hands in the air and cast Blade Ward, and then go over to where the stone is.
I'm gonna go here and keep an eye on both that room and the hallway coming in here.
Okay.
So I got one hand with the gun, my left hand tracing the symbols in the air, providing me protection. I'm like, this is fine.
All right. So, as you walk over to the stone, Okay, so can everyone place themselves on the map where they would like to be? Just making sure that I know where everyone wants to be. I think Johnny is getting closest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right behind him.
Okay.
So if I'm there, Hamish is there, apparently.
All right. Syl, I think, will be at this door, making sure there's no, out. And I'm guessing Magpie, you're, back there or something?
No, I'm kind of, trying to, if I could put myself in between these lines, that's where I would be.
Sure.
But I'm trying to, keep an eye if anybody's coming down this hallway, while also being able to keep an eye on what's happening in the room.
Okay. Johnny, as you reach for the stone, I need you to make either a dexterity or an I need to make either a, what is the word I'm looking for?
Acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, saving. I need you to make either a dexterity or a strength saving throw.
Oh,
Choose
okay.
one.
Dexterity. Let me know if I fail, because I can add stuff. Oh, 20 total.
Okay. All right. As you reach for the stone, the chair itself seems to grow like pseudopods almost and try to like grab you. This mouth just reaches out for you.
I'm gonna shout back. I'm like, Sil,
Long,
I think it's
slathering tongue.
Sil, I think this is one of your siblings.
And gets you for just a moment, but you manage to wiggle yourself free.
Oh.
I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. Whew.
Like one of my favorites.
Mimics. Sil could turn into a chair and fight this thing. Chair on chair battle.
Chair on chair battle. That seems the most likely thing to happen.
I mean,
All right.
live your best life.
Johnny. Oh my god. Still rolled like garbage. What you got?
15.
Okay, Hamish.
10.
And Magpie.
12.
Johnny, what are you doing? You go first.
Oh God, I'm a cow. I'm running low. We're all running low on resources, and I really don't feel like we're gonna be able to grab this stone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my action to disengage and nope the fuck out of there.
Go ahead and make me a quick dexterity check
Okay.
with
Six.
proficiency if you have. Yeah, just use proficiency.
Okay. 18.
You manage to grab the stone as you disengage.
Okay. Oh, okay. Awesome. And I will nope the fuck out of there.
All right.
4, 5, 6. Okay. Hamish is still in my line of sight. I have my gun with my... That's it. That's my whole turn.
Okay. Syl, realizing... Sorry, it's not Syl's turn. Mixed Magpie, what are you doing?
I will follow Johnny's lead, and I'm like, all right, it's been lovely. Bye. And I guess no, actually, I'm not close to it, so I'm actually just. Can I hold an action?
Sure.
I'm gonna hold.
What do you want to hold?
I'm gonna fire the crossbow that Johnny gave me. The moment that the mimic tries to go after either. Can I say either Syl or Hamish, or do I need to pick one?
The moment it makes a hostile move?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Hamish, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow his lead. I'm going to just hop on out of there right behind Johnny.
Okay. All right. So you take your move action, get out of dodge.
Yep.
All right.
And I'll ready. Actually, I want to ready an attack with my sword if it
Same thing.
attacks. Yeah.
Okay. Syl is going to just sort of skirt around. And take a shot. Just check. Yeah, put some about there. And go ahead and take a shot at this thing with their crossbow. Will hit. Do not get sneak attack, unfortunately. But we'll do max damage, so that's great. All right. And then they're going to continue. I guess bonus action will be to just dash. No, bonus action will be to help Johnny. Assuming that Johnny might take a shot at it. All right. It's the chair's turn. The chair is going to go ahead and move its speed.
I was hoping it was
These
like really
limbs.
slow.
Yeah, it is, but not. Still couldn't quite make it far enough. I don't think. Hang on. That's 25 feet, right? Hang on.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20. You're really at 20.
Okay, still is able to get this far. The chair is not able to get close enough, but it does come at the lot of you aggressively. So, Mix Magpie and Hamish, both of your actions will go off. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Ty, what were you holding?
Using my sword, so I'm not close enough.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Chuck it! No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
13.
13 will hit.
What? Okay.
Will just
I mean,
hit.
it's a chair.
Yeah, it's a chair.
For a solid 1 piercing damage.
Ooh, very nice. Whole 1 point. We're
Yes.
doing really great.
Really, really good.
That's one more than you've ever done.
Oh my god. Yikes. All right. Johnny.
Someone clip that.
Actually, you know what? It will use its action to dash.
Right.
Johnny, it is your turn.
Okay. I will, with both my guns, I will use my object interaction this turn to pull out my second gun or whatever. Or, no, I'll just fire with one gun. Wait. Poison pistol. Okay, that's cocked as shit. Poison pistol is not magical. A 20 total.
20 will hit.
Okay, is this thing immune to poison?
You do not need to parse it out, no.
Okay. Not bitter or anything.
Listen, I didn't make the rules.
21, 8, 10, 18.
I didn't write the module.
21. 24 points of damage.
Very nice.
With my object interaction, I will actually stow the stone in my pocket.
Okay, all right.
And then
Take a good chunk out of it.
right.
It looks like there's just like this goop just dripping off of it in one spot, and it's just eating into the stone beneath it.
I
You see the stone start to like fizzle and sort of like dissolve in the blood of this thing.
the stone?
No, the stone of the floor.
Right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Johnny begins to go run for the door and then stops when he still sees the kids there and turns around, faces the direction of the monster.
Sorry. The kids had gone off.
Oh, okay, just checking. Okay.
I should have put them like off the map or
I was
something.
gonna be all protective, but fuck it, those shitty kids are gone. I'm out of here.
Aw, that's cute. You were going to be protected.
Yeah.
Look at Johnny growing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Aw.
5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You guys are fine, right? Let's get out of here. Bye. That's my turn. You all are fine.
Makes Magpie. What are you doing?
Yeeting.
All right.
I think I can get to here. Yeah.
Okay. Hamish. Mixed Magpie, is that your full turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I will disengage and 5.
Oh,
10.
can I dash?
Yeah, you can dash.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna do that.
You can use your action to dash if you would like.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sorry,
Hamish,
Ty.
you use your action to disengage.
Yep. And then
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right.
We just gotta close the door. Its weakness is it doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Syl will use their bonus action to disengage. And will dash as an action. Yeeting
The party of Yeet.
the chair, now becoming less and less a chair as it continues in its little turn, will move and dash after you. It's all right, Johnny, your turn.
Just wanted to go on the record and say this is fun. I'm
Good.
going. Yeah. I am enjoying myself. Johnny, however, has a gun and will turn and fire at the chair. Like, why don't you just die? 18 to hit, which does hit.
Does hit, yes.
Ooh, no. Bad energy. Never use a percentage dice to roll for D10. That's a curse. 12, 15, 18 points of damage.
Very nice. All right.
If it's not dead, I'll use my object interaction to pull out my gun and fire with my bonus action, my stunning pistol.
Go ahead and do that.
A 14 to 16.
It looks very hurt, but it is not dead.
Let's see if it dies. This will be a +4 because it's magical. 13 points of damage.
13. With that, you see this thing continue, like, shot, and then another shot. Chunks of it are being blown, and, like, you see the spatter of, like, this ooze against the stone behind you, like, against the walls and against the floor. And you see, as it hits the stone, like, it erodes and fizzles away, and this thing just sort of slumps into this just puddle that is continuing to just eat away at the stone floor.
Can we just recognize the metaphor of the sex worker with 2 guns? He's so good
Thank
at
you.
handling guns.
Thank you.
Choices. He's a master of the pistol.
All right.
Quit it.
You quit it.
No, you quit it.
Quit it, you two! All right. So, Johnny, as this thing catches up to Hamish and looks like it is about to just clamp its weird, slathering mouth with all these teeth onto Hamish, you fire 2 shots right into its mouth, and you see this not a chair anymore, but some sort of mix between a chair and monstrosity creature. You see, you manage to save your beloved from the whatever the hell that was. You have the stone, and a hush falls over, and all you hear again is the trickling of the sewer and, some rats and stuff nearby.
Holy shit, we have the stone.
Right. Remember that time that those kiddos said that it talked?
Hello? I'll pull up the stone.
No!
I haven't heard anything.
1 second. Please reload.
I'm just like using like one of those old phones.
Hello?
Yeah, or you do
So
that.
you hold the stone and this is the first time you're actually getting a good look at it. It is sort of greenish in color and the texture looks almost like a frog skin, but it feels very much like a stone. And it has these like semi-lidded, what look like polished and more obsidian, sort of like a deep obsidian with a slight hint of jade, right? These deep dark green like eyes, and a series of 3 in a row down it, and it's this like oblong shape.
Oh no, this doesn't.
Billy has
seem-
thoughts.
The stone color itself is like a pale jade. And the eyes are a dark green, almost black.
I don't like that.
So you speak to the stone.
Yeah, I sure did. That was a choice I made. Do you remember those, the old, really old phones where you had to put it up to your ear and then your mouth, I think, was a thing? Or it was like one piece of the ear, one
You
piece
had,
of
you
Yeah,
had 2
right.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talked into it and you had to.
Are you holding it up like a seashell?
Yeah, I'm
Trying
doing
to- trying to-
both. I'm like, hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey. How are you?
I am fine. And you?
Doing really well. Are you the Stone of Golorr?
I am indeed.
Oh.
You know of me.
Oh, yeah, heard a lot about you. All good things.
What sorts of things?
I have, as I understand it, you're very popular. A lot of people want you, and you lead to a great treasure.
That is what they say. You have me at a disadvantage. What is your name?
I'm Johnny.
Johnny. It is nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. Can anyone else hear this? Is this in my mind, or is it speaking?
Are you asking that question aloud?
Yeah, I'm wondering, yeah.
So the way that you hear this stone it's speaking is inside your head.
Okay, great.
And you see, like, it responds as you're forming the thoughts that you want to speak.
It's reading my mind. It's not just telepathically communicating.
Well, you're formulating these questions and going to speak them, and formulating them seems to be communicating them to it. Because you're formulating these thoughts with intent.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
You don't know if it's doing anything further than that, but you know that at least it's speaking with you telepathically.
I'm just gonna put that in the
Rest of you are just watching Johnny just kind of start talking to the stone and then stop actually physically talking, but just sits there in sort of silence.
You doing all right there?
Yeah, 1 second, Linda.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on, Linda.
I once the conversation's over, I pocket it. It talks. It is the Stone of Golorr, and it's kind of reminds me of like a construct, the way it talks. Very methodical. Oh, I can't hear you, Emma.
Georgia.
Oh.
Oh. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, that's good.
Can you hear me now?
On the mic.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Hello.
Hello?
Mommy.
Okay. Just a quick point of order. You said it was talking?
Yeah, in my mind.
That seems safe.
Where did you go? Who are your friends?
Oh.
Hey, sorry, I put you in my pocket because I want us. We're not safe right now, and I want us to be safe before I talk to you more, if that's okay. Okay, thanks.
What makes you safe?
I'm just gonna. Yep. Just gonna leap over that one. What makes you safe? Got it. So, hey, you know what I thought would be really great? If
Johnny.
Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. You know what would be really great is if we got the hell out of here back to home base where we are safe, and figured out what all this meant.
Great, bye! I'm gonna
Okay.
start walking out of here.
But no, wait! Let's go through the
What?
sewers so we can't be, like, interrupted or found.
I don't want to be in the sewers anymore.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. That one criminal lord down here. Never mind. Yeah, let's go. Let's just travel in the city. I forgot.
You're gonna leave the way you came in?
Yeah, I forgot how
Okay.
unsafe the sewers were.
All right. So, you all sort of turn around to leave, making your way back out of the sewers. And as you emerge back into this old, rundown complex, you are met by a few city guard as you empty out. Looks like they had been getting ready to enter in the way you came. You sort of startle each other and they say, halt! City watch!
Oh, hey!
And they begin to sort of look like they are bringing out implements to manacle your hands. Say, stop right there. And then you see a few have already drawn crossbows behind. And there are about 6 or 7. And they are going to begin arresting you.
It's super not necessary. I'm a friend of
There's been several people dead. And
we
we
didn't
saw you
kill
all
them.
leaving the crime scene. You were coming with us. We'll sort it out down at the lockup.
Barnable Blastwind is a very good friend of mine, and I work for him. You're making a
That's-
really big mistake.
Well, if that's true, then we'll sort it out down at the station. You're all going to need to come with us. And they begin to manacle you and sort of lead you away.
Is this that thing we were talking about?
It is.
Okay, that's fine then.
Magpie is still gonna... She's not happy about this. She's gonna, like, be fighting against this. Just a little bit.
And so as you are all getting bound and led off by the city guard, you just hear, Johnny, what's happening? Johnny.
Well, I'm like temporarily under arrest, but it's totally fine because I've got like an in with this old dude who loves to bang me. Well, I bang him. And
What is bang?
intercourse. Do you know what that is?
Oh, necessary for your species reproduction.
Yeah, but I just do it for pleasure. I can't reproduce. Well, anyway. I mean, I could, but I just choose not to. And, yeah, so anyway, we're under arrest, and it's not good, and I hope they don't find you, but I think we'll be fine.
Oh. Okay. Will you still talk to me, Johnny?
Oh, God, it's really lonely. Yeah, of course. I could talk to you all the time because no one else can hear you, which is probably good. We should keep it that way.
I want to know everything you know, Johnny.
Oh, not all at once, though, right? We gotta kind of, we're gonna be together probably.
Yes, I'd like to get to know you, Johnny.
Right, yeah, but, just not all right now.
And as you continue this conversation with the stone as you're being carted off, this is where we're going to end season 1
Oh,
of Dragon
no.
Heisters.
This stone
You are all
sucks.
led off to jail. or at least to like a city watch precinct where they're gonna find out what to do with you because you all fled the scene of a bunch of dead people. So yeah,
This is fun.
careening through the city eventually will get you noticed. All right. I think, do we want to take a break before we come back and do some Q&A?
I'm fine
Yeah.
without one.
Fine either way. Doesn't matter.
I'm fine either way too.
All right. So,
Woof.
thank you everybody for that. Why don't we real quick, maybe we can talk about our favorite moments while we wait for chat. We're going to stick around and do a quick Q&A for a little while. We have, maybe, I don't know, like what, half an hour, 45 minutes
Yeah, sounds good.
to Q&A, something
30
like
minutes,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll rate somebody. But in the meantime, go ahead and throw up your questions up in chat. Just going to double check on Discord to see if we've had anything. Not yet. Okay. So, let's see. Why don't we go around? Oh, Chase has a good question. Favorite moment of season 1. So, why don't we go around and each of us say our favorite moment of this episode and then our favorite moment of the entire season.
Cool.
Why don't we go around and say a favorite moment of tonight first, and give me a second to think
Sure.
about the
Sure,
whole season.
sure.
So
All right,
first,
let's start with Ty.
Favorite moment from tonight was Stone was great. Also, just the fight scene where we just slowly leave the chair behind. Just none for me, thanks. We gotta get out of here. That was good. Emma.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize we had an order.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're just gonna do the same reverse order.
Same. Got it. All right. Favorite moment from tonight is Johnny destroying a chair with his pistols.
One stuns. It's so good. It's stunning.
Stunning.
It's so stunning that the thing disintegrated into the floor.
My favorite moment was honestly just getting to use my guns, and I that was a choice. That is not an optimal choice, but this character has been in my mind for about 9 years, and he has always had a gun, and I don't know why, and now I know why. It's because it's a metaphor for his dick, and it just makes me happy that he has guns and he gets to use them in D&D. That's one that I enjoyed it.
Side note, which is funny because it was from the module. It wasn't even like it was just got it from the module.
I mentioned to you that I kind of wanted a gun, but then it was I actually got one.
Yeah, you got it before I was able to introduce it.
Yeah. So good. So then at level 4, I chose Firearm Specialist.
Yep. That sure happened.
Yep.
All right. So, mine, my favorite moment was Johnny talking to the stone. The first moment that the stone got to speak back. That was fun. And everybody's reactions to that moment.
Super not great.
Listen.
Good D&D.
This was fun. All right. Ty, you want to start us off with favorite moment of the whole series?
Favorite moment of the series.
Whole season so far.
Can it be favorite couple of moments?
Yeah.
Sure.
fair.
Yeah.
Well, how about I've been thinking about the whole favorite thing. Instead of saying favorite moment, which introduces competition in the mind, talk about what you loved.
Sure. Let's do that. Yeah. What did we each love about this season of DragonHeisters?
Okay, I had a favorite moment, so let me think again. I had the first one.
Just do it. You can talk about the moments you loved.
Yeah, what's the moment that you loved?
I liked the entire episode with Jirok when he was leaving. That was a very good episode with everyone's separate goodbyes, very emotional.
Buddy.
That was a really good episode. And then right afterward, having an episode, we had just sex interviews for an entire episode. It was a very jarring jump that was really, really enjoyable.
Some moments that it's not like a singular moment, but the arc of our characters and that we all kind of like started here, and then we just like fanned out from there in these like lovely little arcs, like not just with ourselves, like in like Johnny with himself and Magpie with herself and so on, but like with each other, and seeing how like we had some really good episodes of just interpersonal, traumatic, good conversations that were tense. And like, I love that it didn't just happen in one episode. It was like multiple episodes where we were uncomfortable and angry with each other. We didn't trust each other. We were forced into this situation. And it just slowly, we had to like build those blocks.
Yeah, for me, yeah. So anytime I got to do romance stuff, that was always fun. Romance with Hamish. All the sex work stuff was like fun, but not.
Whatever.
That doesn't count as romance.
Well, you know. But yeah, I'm going to echo that because our conflicts made these characters, the relationships they're now forming, so much more real. Rather than the whole like D&D thing where it's like, okay, we're all going to get along. And then like people spend like 90 sessions sniping at each other because their characters have never quite met each other on honest terms. Whereas in this show, we started off like, I'm like, fuck off, I don't know you people. I'm obviously being forced into this, not in a meta sense, but in the story sense. Like, these are like, things are happening out of my control. Fuck off, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out. And that means as we come closer as a party, it's so much better than just being like, we're all friends. So good.
Mine kind of jumps off from that. Like, I think day one, first interaction between Syl and Johnny. Johnny instantly going to like, all right, I'm gonna be a shit person to you. I'm gonna just, listen, let me just set, like, the first couple of lines that Johnny ever said to Syl as Val then, like, just set the bar for just how shitty he was gonna be. And like just how contentious their relationship was going to be. And then having that evolve from just this like constant sniping, every opportunity to throw shit towards Syl just taken.
And Syl
dishing it back.
Yes.
Just like, oh, I see how this is going to be, so just the two of them going back and forth, and then the moment that you decided to like, oh, I'm gonna bake scones because like they're ill or something. Finding out that like Syl was dying, just going, nope, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat these. I'm gonna eat these things that I bought for Syl. Just screw it. No, I'm not gonna.
The roller coaster.
And then the even bigger roller coaster of the breakdown moment. I think that was like, I will never ever forget when Johnny was breaking down talking about their past and how it related to Syl being sick. And Matthew literally having tears in his eyes and then saying, I have to roll deception. So that's me. If we want to talk about like favorite like moment or favorite like thing that was going on, it's, listen, I as a character have never had such a contentious relationship with another PC before, and it was an exploration for sure.
It was,
and I'm really glad that Matthew and I have such a solid friendship outside of this, and we're able to like unpack and check in.
Yeah.
By the way, unpacking and checking in with each other is really important.
It is.
Taking moments for aftercare in your sessions and like just checking in and saying, hey, I feel really bad about how shitty my character is being. Are we all good?
Yeah. And just like taking a moment to talk shit about your characters is really good.
Yes, so that you know that like those feelings are not coming from a place within your actual person, but they are coming from a character.
Yeah.
And they are not like player directed. That's always important.
No. We had a lot of great questions.
Yes, so I have copied a few of them down. So Happy Capster asked, what are our expectations for season 2? We can maybe think about that and come back. there are a few things that kind of go into that. We could ask. Corey asked, "Please tell me how y'all flew off the rails. Like, what was the catalyst that sent things off the rails?"
See, that's a whole thing. I'm happy to. I'll speak on that for a little bit, and I'll just say that like we were really trying to figure out from like how different this game would be from our home game, which was like slow paced, wholesome, but very wholesome and all, and more traditional D&D. And early on, this was I think was before Emma joined on. We had a conversation after a certain episode, and I was just like, we just had a conversation about slowing things down, and then pretty much every time after that, and even a little bit before that, whenever I felt myself trying to do like, I'm going to investigate this, I'm going to like go after this, I'm like, man, like what do I want to actually do here? And like we started saying to ourselves, fuck the plot. Rather than chase down the next lead, we were like, I would always be like, I want to develop my character right now. I want to have a side scene. I want this whole episode to be nothing but side scenes.
Right.
And that's when fuck the plot became our mantra. That's my perspective.
Yeah. I'd say it's when we can, like, some people decided to continue shopping. Just
Right.
having shopping scene after shopping scene after shopping scene. And then it turned, and like those little character tiffs just grew and became like larger scenes and everything. I think that's kind of, I would say the shopping was definitely a spark in all of that.
I'm thinking now, you remember the episode that ended with Syl alone downstairs? And looking, that was it. That was that episode was when I think it was like, this is what the show's going to be about.
When Hamish went up to Johnny's room with Johnny, and Jirok went downstairs after Mixed Magpie.
Yeah.
And Syl had already been invited by Mixed Magpie, and then Jirok went down instead.
Yeah.
Syl just kind of stayed there.
That was like the defining moment of what this show is going to be about.
Yeah.
To me.
That was a big fuck the plot moment.
I think the beginning of... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think the beginning of... I remember it was chapter 2 or chapter 3 too, where it was like, oh, fireball hits. Like, no, we don't care. Like, it's right outside of our house. Like, nah, fuck it.
Right, and the way we approach... Yes, and the way we approach that problem.
Yeah,
yes.
That was like... We eventually got there, but it was like, why would we care about this when we just did other stuff? Like, we got there, but we got there our own way, which is part of it too.
Yep. Emma?
I think that, I mean, for me, when I started, I didn't know what the plot was to begin with. I had, like, seen some of it, but, like, I was usually, like, in bed, and then, like, I never had an opportunity to, like, fully watch all of the VODs. And then when I was, like, invited on, they were like, okay, it'll be for, like, just a one-shot. It might take 2 episodes to, like, wrap it up. And I was like, that's fine. And then, like, the second that I was on for the second, when we were going to wrap up, you know, kidnapping Magpie's father, and they were like, do you want to stay? And I'm like, I don't know what this is about.
And we were like, neither do we.
So, for me, it was when I joined. So that was when it went off the rails for me.
It's just from the beginning.
From the beginning of my time.
It was never on the rails for Emma.
That's right. It had been off long before I got here.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, all right. Let's see. Triceratops asked, with the group eventually finding the plot, do you wish you had built your characters a little differently?
Yes.
No.
Johnny is built perfectly, apparently. I'm built like garbage. My character, other than my spells.
There are aspects of Magpie that I actually wish I had done differently, because I really did build her with the intention of, I'm here for like one thing and then I'm out. So I put her in a terrible, like, the headspace that I was like, all right, we're gonna just dive right in there because I get to go. And then I stayed. So the headspace that I put her in that respect, like, not mechanically, she that's just who she is. But, like, backstory wise, I might not have wanted to make it quite as heavy, I guess, only because I think it was nice having levity here and there amidst all of this. And then you had, I guess it was Hamish was the only one who really brought any levity, because as Jirok spiraled, he spiraled. And Hamish was the only one who was sort of bringing that kind of lightness to it all. So I think that's all. She still would have been pretty heavy and like traumatized and had all these terrible habits, but I don't think I would have gone quite so deep into them. And I think her, as she hung out and got to know everybody and stayed longer, that the sort of like the line in her head between her trauma and where she is now, I guess became a healthier sort of situation-ish, if that makes sense. My brain's a little tired, so I don't know if that makes sense. But she lost some of those bad habits. Not all of them. A lot of them she still has. But,
yeah, I'm gonna say what?
but there were some other habits that she had that she like Jirok softened her a lot, frankly.
Jirok leaving was a watershed moment because we had to look around at each other and realize that we sucked.
Oh, that episode. Fuck me.
That was a big moment for, like I believe I did say as Johnny, I was like, I want to be like half the person that Jirok thinks I am. You know?
Yeah.
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 Damn it, Chris.
Yeah.
But
I think so. Syl is a little different for Syl, because, and to answer Pride's question or Tops's question, I don't wish I had built Syl differently. But like Jirok leaving and the interactions with Jirok and everything, it's a little bit different for Syl because Syl doesn't actually know how good people can be. They have a very different experience with what is like society and humanity, having been like on the outskirts of it so long and not even a part of it for even longer. So with Jirok, it wasn't so much of like, I wish I could be the person that Jirok thinks I am. It's more of like, oh, this is a new facet of society that I did not know existed. And learning like about how people can kind of be, well-intentioned actually. So, and not quite trusting that, I think, is what's going on there.
And just to directly answer Pride's question, I wouldn't have built Johnny any differently. There might be like one, I can swap a spell out next level. There might be like one little spell swap that's just basic D&D. But Johnny is terrible and just the way he is, and that's what makes me love him.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's get to Happy Capsters. Let's get to Maria's question. What are our expectations for season 2? What do you hope to explore in the next season?
I think, knowing what we know now, I think that for me, at least what I'll be angling for in my scenes, is like the group coming together as like a proper party. Not, you know what I mean? Like more, and I expect the pace to be a little faster in season 2 for reasons, but I think that kind of what I'm angling for in my narrative contribution will be like how the party's now starting to come together and how we might operate more as a cohesive, I use that term softly, unit, and how we might face our challenges that way.
Did you catch the question, Ty?
It was, what are we looking for in season 2? What was the...
Yeah, and did you feel like you got a chance? I don't think you got a chance to answer Tops's question about, do you wish, once we actually found the plot, do you wish you had built your character a little different?
Not for combat, he's okay for combat, but like for everything, like some of my skill checks are garbage. Like all my negative dex, terrible. My stealth, I've never rolled a higher than like a 5.
It's been really bad.
Yeah. Or like a suburban, like, sneak around a lot of time module. It's like, well, I come clamoring down. But otherwise, like, he's got combat spells, which I like, and that's about it. I'm tanky, 19 AC. That's nice for me. Nice change of pace.
All right. And so, so the expectations for season 2, like, what do you hope to explore in season 2?
I hope to explore.
And if you have an answer, also go ahead.
Yeah, I think that I know that I want to ensure. I think that. Okay, hold on. Sorry, words. Season 1, it was a lot of us growing together and growing with our internally, getting to know one another, and feeling safe and comfortable with one another. And season 2, kind of like Matthew said, is I see it as us taking like the next step of building those relationships, which is functioning like a unit. And I know that like I think that it'll be interesting to see like the interpersonal, because I don't want us to lose that. I still want us to make sure that we maintain those kind of like interpersonal side scenes, as you want to call them. It'll be interesting to see this next track that they're on. And I know that personally for Magpie, she had 2 very different goals when she started, which one of them she has abandoned during this process. And so I would like to see her fulfill her secondary goal. Her main goal she has given up on. So just from a personal perspective, it would be nice to have that showdown with her family. I think that was her secondary goal, which has now become her main goal.
I think in season 2, I'd like to see do more of the character backstory stuff, the character arcs that we only saw a little bit of in season 1.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too. I want to know more about. I'm interested to get into Johnny's backstory, to be honest.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh boy, howdy.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's a bomb waiting to be dropped.
I am also interested to see, I guess, exploring, because we've already done a good chunk of we've explored a lot of where Syl came from. We haven't done a lot of exploring where the other 3 of you came from. So I'm looking forward to that. Just kind of seeing all of where you all come from and why you are the way you are. We have a little bit of that from Mixed Magpie, but we don't have a ton of it from our boys here.
Yeah,
a little here or there.
I feel like
we have a little bit.
Yeah, just a little
bit. We haven't went and explored Johnny's backstory, but I mean the Georgia thing, I guess, is going to come up. But we haven't. But I mean, I feel like Johnny's told you now. He's told you the truth of everything that he feels and experiences for the most part. Not absolutely.
Well, then I guess what I mean to say for Johnny is, I want to see Johnny get to explore why he can do what he can do.
That's a whole thing that I have no notes on. So that's y'all's, and I'm assuming, because since we're in summer, it's gonna have to do with whatever that is.
I think Ty and I will be having some big conversations in the next few weeks, and so during this hiatus here.
That's my gift to y'all.
I have some things lined up for some stuff that I am not going to get into, but I have some plans that are laid, so that will be fun to explore those. I'm also looking forward to Chris coming back and us exploring, more random shops in the city from his natural 20s shopping excursions.
Correct.
That's right.
That's all the show needs to be. It's just shopping and sex.
Did we mention that Chris is coming back, y'all?
I mentioned it at the top. So we will be moving when we come back with DragonHeisters in January. We will be moving to Monday nights, same time, and Chris will be coming back. We're moving to Monday nights because that is the night that Chris is available. So, thankfully, we will have our Wolfie Boy back.
So
it will definitely change up the dynamics again. So we're going to see how this goes.
Well, we're talking. We'll have Chris back. That's all we're promising so far with me and Chris.
Oh, I guess that's true. We don't know.
Yep.
Maybe Jarok's story was finished.
Find out.
Oh.
The three of us are going to have conversations.
Yeah. Him and I are talking a little bit. I'll talk to you too.
See what's going on. Yeah. There are going to be some big old conversations between us DMs before we get into season 2. That's for sure. Whew. Have I missed any questions? Did we get all those?
I think we got the ones that have been tossed
If we missed your question, please go ahead and throw it back up in the chat.
Or if any of us have questions for each other too.
I do.
Right.
Go for it, Emma.
But it's specific.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Johnny.
Oh god, of course. I feel so gunned for sometimes when I'm on streams.
No, I'm just. I
Go ahead.
have a question that has been bugging me for weeks now. There was an episode. I believe timeline-wise, I think it was when we all discovered that Syl was dying, and Johnny went to a shop and asked for a health potion that would actually damage someone. And I want to know what the hell happened with that, because it just fell off the map.
Oh, I never went back and picked it up.
That's it?
Yeah. I forget why I asked for that. I was planning on poisoning someone. It was never Syl.
Okay.
Johnny is a lot of things, but honor among thieves is big to him because he understands that's the only way to survive. Now, if he ever felt double-crossed or attacked or betrayed, he'll fucking blow someone's head off, as you've seen.
Yes.
But as far as, we don't like each other, but we work together, Johnny's fine with that.
Okay. I was just curious if you purposefully put it aside, or...
I think I did it at the time because I wanted it as a tool, and I think I remember in thinking this will seem really shady and get people interested in what he's doing. And I think that's honestly the only reason I did it.
Okay. All right.
Because that's the kind of player and DM that I am.
Yep, that's great.
Thank you for that question. That was great.
Yeah, it was a good question. Hey, real quick, just because we haven't seen the whole thing yet, do we want to switch over to the map real quick? I can show you the rest of the map.
I can
that
hide the
made.
thing.
Pride had another question too. While we're
sure.
switching over, do you all intend to continue after the module?
I think that will be determined based on how we all feel and our schedules and sort of like that.
Yeah, that's more of a existential question.
It takes a lot to be in the headspace of such shitty characters.
It does, but they're growing.
They are growing. I know that has taken a toll on all of us.
Yeah, I will say that even if DragonHeisters doesn't continue, I will speak for myself, I would love to play Johnny more past level 5 because he's a sorcerer. And I enjoy playing a sorcerer, and he's a character that I fleshed out pretty well, and that's unlikely for me to ever do again. He has relevant backstory and characterization that I can dig on whenever I'm playing him. He's got really good stats, but also he's honest to God so fun to play as a sorcerer. And I'm a big, big fan of long-term campaigns, but time, energy, etc. But I would love to play Johnny more after level 5.
I will. Okay, I do have one thing that I would have changed about Syl when I made Syl as a character. I wish I had rolled better stats.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. I wish I had rolled better stats. I rolled really... There have been some adjustments because of the character development and everything. Yeah. But when I rolled my stats, I had no modifier above a 2. My worst stat was a 7.
Yeah.
I didn't have many, like, didn't feel great. It doesn't feel great to, like, play a character that doesn't have, like, at least one, like stat above a, like, 16. My highest stat was a 15, so that it didn't feel great to begin that way, but at the same time, like, we were fucking around the plot anyway, so what did it matter?
And I have to applaud Ty for working in, like, the low stats into your backstory, and the whole everything about that was so masterful.
That was good. We had some good conversations about, like, where where I was frustrated, and I also handed Ty this backstory. I was like, here, that's the fun thing about co-DMing is we each get to play a character and then have this backstory with holes in it and go, here you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell Ty was going to cook up from that. I said, here's what happened. They don't know where they came from. They don't know this, that, the other thing. But they've lived out in the world for this many years. And they were in this facility for this many years, and they don't know if they were, like, let go or if they escaped on their own or what. So, just go with it.
Did Ty or Emma have thoughts about playing after Dragon Heist?
Yes, good question. Thank you for bringing that back.
Ty, you can go.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'd like to. I think it also depends on how the second season goes, or like how we're working in the character arcs, what's going on with, like, Chris and who he's coming in as, and if we are going to explore, like, character arcs, how that's going to go, and then how we are going to work into the module. Because maybe at the end of the module, it feels like, okay, we still have A, B, C, and D to explore, or we want to take these characters someplace totally different. Or that felt really good. We did a lot of character stuff ahead of time. Maybe it's time to call it. I like playing Hamish. I like being a cleric is definitely different. I play a lot of fighters, more martial, but I like him. Like the non-healing cleric. All my damage.
Yikes.
I would do that.
It's become such an internet trope now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have it. It's fun.
I think Magpie and this game in particular with you all taught me so much about role-playing and table etiquette and storytelling. I feel for Magpie that her story would come to an end pretty soon. And that I don't think it would, if we were to move forward with a different thing, I don't think it would be Magpie that I would play. I think that her story is like, it's gonna, like, I feel like I see it being closed, tied up, put in a box, and she has a different journey that she's gonna go on that doesn't take her outside of the city. And I think that's like what I would want for her. So if we were to go forward with something else, it would not be Magpie that I would play. I think that her story is nearing its end, and that's okay. And it was great. But I think the journey that she's going to want to go on is not going to involve the whole group.
Mm.
Nice.
I just want to touch on that again. I feel like with Johnny, my hope is, my intent, we'll see, is that once this is done, my idea in my headcanon for Johnny is like he would be ready to move on past Waterdeep. He would leave it behind because Waterdeep is kind of where his trauma lived, and he would move on to the wider world or wherever because he's like, okay, he's like, I'm done here. Like, I'm past this now. I can move on now. I don't have to live in this city forever. Surrounded by this life that I don't want to live. And then he would just leave. But we'll see.
And so what I think is really interesting about that is that Magpie feels the same, but the weird arc that she has gone on here is that originally she wanted to work her way up the Zent and fucking take them down. She was tired of them having their hooks in her and everybody in the city. She's given up on that, and instead she's like, I'm gonna do my best to make this city better than it fucking is because it's garbage and this is awful and I grew up here and I hate it. So I need to make it better for the people who don't have the opportunity to live, who so that they don't have to live the same life that I did. By I mean Magpie.
That's awesome.
So
surprising.
Happy Camster asked, how come y'all are so hot?
We don't know. We just are.
And Corey says, random aside, my friends called Lords of Waterdeep Lords of Water Derp. Well, listen, Water Derp definitely played into like the list of like brainstorming ideas when we were trying to come up with a name for this series.
Yeah.
The Water Derps, I think, was one of the things that we talked about.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty universal there, Corey. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Puddin's descent. Descent into Avernus, he says. I mean.
It's a jump for this group.
I mean, for Johnny, it's a pretty good progression, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other characters, questions that us as players have for like each other?
Y'all, it's like, I would ask, how can I say this? As this group, not necessarily maybe even these characters, what about Dragon? What's a wish you have for DragonHeisters Season 2?
I wish I get to do more Z-Lib.
We're not allowed back in. Jirok and Hamish got banned.
Yeah, God.
Well, listen, Johnny's gone in since then, and Johnny's like ordered a poison potion, so a false healing potion.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, I did order that from
It was
Z-Lib.
from Z-Lib, yeah.
You put down money for it, I think.
Oh, I'll go back.
I'll have to check in my notes. I think you might have.
I'm almost certain I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Randomness, a quick aside, is that I like in this season, we had a really nice, like, wholesome shopkeeper with this party. And then in our home game last season, we had a really shitty magic shopkeeper with a really wholesome party.
That we had to threaten to kill because he fucked with our adopted goblin son.
Yeah.
This is quite a reversal, and I definitely took that into account when creating Z-Lib. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had this idea, like, I've always loved kobolds. And, like, I loved kobolds a lot ever since I played Neverwinter Night with Deacon in there, like that series of Neverwinter Nights. If you're familiar, he was a little kobold bard, and he was the best thing ever. I love bards, and I love kobolds, and it's, yeah. And so I had always wanted to either play a little kobold or put one in as an NPC somewhere, and I finally got my opportunity. I'm like, look at all of these shitty-ass characters. Here's this tiny, wholesome little kobold shopkeeper, and I have a bit of backstory for her, and I I got to play her in a one-shot too, so I've got to flesh her out a little bit more. But I really enjoyed that. I also really I kind of hope you guys go back to that that shop that I had to improvise when I was sick.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I think my wish for season 2, at least for Hamish, is I think he, because he was so close to Jirok in the beginning and then became so close to Johnny, he didn't have a ton of interactions with Magpie and Syl. So probably a little bit more of that in season 2, because it just didn't pan out that way.
Corey asked, if your PC could cast Wish once, what would you do with it?
At this stage?
Right? Yeah.
Honestly?
Oh no, it's not great, is it? Oh no.
I don't know. God. Okay, there's two answers. I just have to give two because this is how Johnny would feel. No. So one thought I had was he would wish for his friends to come back to life.
Oh.
The other thought I had is he would wish for lots of money and then he'd leave Waterdeep forever.
Well. So what Johnny hopes for in season 2 is that the stone gives him a lot of money.
Yeah, for 100%, yeah. And the reason why he's doubtful on the wish is I think that he doesn't actually believe that if he wished for his friends to come back alive, it would have a positive effect. Like, he doesn't believe that anything could be so kind to him, so he would settle for money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ty, Emma, either of you have answers yet? I think Syl would wish. Syl would probably wish something along the lines of that they and their kind would be healthy and safe. Or depending on how vindictive she was feeling in the moment. Depends. If they are feeling like very self-preservation in the moment, it would be that. But if they're feeling very like vindictive and spiteful and everything, then it would be that terrible ruin comes to those that are responsible for their existence and their plight.
Yeah, I think that I think back to like where Magpie was like when she got here, and I think if she would have had the opportunity, it would have been without question. She would wish for some way for the Zents to fall apart completely. Which is kind of happening-ish, although not quite at the same time. But now I think that similar to Johnny, she would wish for a large sum of money so that she could pay off her debts to them. And have the money to turn her estate into some form of an orphanage or safe house.
I think Hamish in the beginning would have wished for enough money and resources to get a nice big boat so we could leave the city and explore a little bit. I think at this point, Hamish would use the wish to make sure Jirok found what he was looking for and was cured of any ailment that he had.
That's what Alexis would wish for. It's definitely not what Syl would wish for, but it's what Alexis would wish for.
God damn, Ty.
Because I thought about that too as I was coming up with an answer, and I'm like, no, that's not something that Syl would actually
That's
wish.
what Hamish would wish for.
That's really nice. You're the best of us.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's a low bar.
The anchor is real. Literally the water character being the anchor.
Yep, correct.
The metaphors.
The metaphors there. Puddin's asked theme songs for your characters and go.
I just realized this is the first character I've ever made. I don't get to play that many characters long term. This is pretty much just the one, other than in Urban Shadows. This is the first character I made a playlist for. I didn't even realize. I just did it organically. I was just like, man, I'm trying to get in his headspace. His theme song is Catalyst by Anna Nalick.
With Syl, it's the one I keep going back to is Panic Room by Aura. That one, and also Hurricane by Ms. Mister.
Nice.
Those come in a lot.
John Moreland's music, his like slower, sadder stuff, Cherokee, You Don't Care for Me Enough to Cry, those are huge influences.
Yes. There was also a song by Neutral Milk Hotel. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. But I posted that one on Twitter. That one is also big mood. Emma, you posted a playlist. Do you have a singular song that you...
I think Yellow Flicker Beat by Lord. I think that's Magpie's. Because it's all about, I'm going to take down all you fuckers.
It's a good one.
Lord is a huge mood for Mixed Magpie.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Oh. Billie Eilish.
Can I also say, I actually said this in our little DragonHeisters cast chat earlier today. I said, Fuck My Way to the Top by Lana Del Rey is like my own personal anthem for Mixed Magpie. That and anything by Jill Tracy.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hamish?
I don't really do that very much with the characters. if I had to guess, "Come Sail Away" by Styx. Probably.
That's actually kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of
Listen to a lot of sad
yeah.
music. Give you that. I can try to find it now. I had a song that would have been when Jirok left, but I can't find it now.
That, y'all.
The lyrics aren't 1-to-1, but "Call Them Brothers" by Regina Spektor.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck me. Yeah, I'm not okay with the Jirok episode. I don't do well with like people leaving my life in any capacity, and that I will never. Yeah,
It was a rough episode.
I will never recover from Chris not being here. I'm very happy he's coming back in 2020.
Yeah,
Same. It makes me really happy that we're able to work that out.
that was the episode where Magpie wanted to forget the Zents. That was the episode when she sat there on the steps. She was like, "I'm doing it all wrong. This is all fucking wrong. How could I have done this? How could I have gotten here?" Her headspace was so shitty. It was so bad. Fuck, that was rough.
Yeah. Johnny and Matthew felt responsible. Which, by the way, Matthew's not responsible, but here we are. Schedules are responsible. Both me and Johnny felt responsible for Jirok leaving, and I don't actually have the power to make a fictional character leave, but
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
that makes me sad.
yeah.
That does. Oh, the feels.
That was
Okay.
such an important episode, y'all.
It
Like,
was.
it sucked so much. It sucked so fucking much. I was so sad. We were all so sad. But that was such an important episode.
Yep, it was, and like, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
Changed a lot. I have a question. And we'll probably get into this more season 2, obviously, but I'm interested to hear either player and or PC, like, first reactions to the stone. Thoughts about it, what you want or are hoping from it.
I think it's
All of that.
I think it's lonely. I think it's either malformed, malfunctioning, broken, or aberrant innate. It's aberrant, and I mean that both in the D&D sense and the general sense. Those are my initial thoughts on the stone.
Chat, no spoilers, please. Thank you. Just haven't seen any yet, but just in case. I know some of you have played through it and everything.
Magpie wants to burn it. Magpie wants to get rid of it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't want it anywhere near her friends. She doesn't like it. She's so wary of it right now. But that's because she hasn't heard it at all. She doesn't know anything about it. She just knows there's a stone that Johnny's talking to, and it makes her uncomfortable.
Yeah, when Ty heard it, I'm like, "Oh, this thing's fucked. We need to get rid of it." But Hamish is just happy his boyfriend found the stone he wanted, I guess. It's almost
Johnny doesn't deserve Hamish in the slightest.
Nope, not at all. Not at
pure.
all.
Oh, fuck me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You gonna say something, Matt?
No, Johnny's never mistreated Hamish, and I consider that an absolute win.
That's adorable. Wow.
I, as Emma, hearing it, I'm so wary of it right now because it seems too wholesome. It seems too pure. It seems too innocent. I feel like my brain went like, it's talking to somebody else, and that's why they want to know about Johnny, or this thing was created in a lab somewhere and is dangerous because it doesn't know what it's doing.
Like
One
Syl.
of those. And also, I'm like, I don't like it because I'm like, people want this, and that's always bad. Whether it's for money, power, I don't care. It's bad.
That's a significant insight there. That's a very interesting way to look at things. Things that are desired by others are bad.
Desired in that we are risking our lives for this for a
Right.
huge amount of money. Yeah.
And obviously there's Like because of the people who want it, there has to be something. There has to be another.
There's something else
catch or
happening
something going on.
And the fact that a mimic was guarding it makes me like tingles. And then like, okay, and Dragon Heist, one of our first episodes, I think episode 1 or 2, we fought. There was a mind flare that skated away, and then there was a mimic, and then Sill's connected with aberrations. So there's this whole thread.
There was an intellect devourer too.
Yeah.
If you remember,
Oh,
there was a mind flayer that just dipped out.
Yeah.
An intellect devourer that went for Jirok and like messed him up.
It's
and
not good, y'all.
And now we've had the mimic around the stone, which
I-
seemed to appear between when like the kids got scared of the stone and when you all showed up.
Yeah.
So, was it guarding the stone? Did it appear because of the stone? Was it already in the sewer complex? Who
Was
the
it
fuck
guarding
knows?
the kids?
That's not great. That's not a good
Was it
thought.
guarding whoever?
I'm tossing this thing into the lava.
The kids that you just sent to your estate?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but Magpie doesn't know anything.
We're
about
going
this.
to a
This is
volcano
Emma.
and tossing this into.
So may I ask a question about those kids?
Sure.
I
I can't
wanna
guarantee I'll answer, but you can ask.
I'm curious. The one child who is either deaf or unable to communicate verbally, is that part of the module, or did you do that?
It is.
Okay, because that surprised me. That's why I was like, I was not expecting a D&D Wizards of the Coast module to have any kind of representation at all. So I was so pleasantly surprised by that.
And it says in the module, there's this little like aside about the 3 kids, and it says that she is the de facto like leader of the group, and she communicates with them using a sign language that she created,
Interesting.
and then she taught to them.
Interesting. Okay.
So she has sort of found a way to communicate with her friends.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Jenks, the little boy who had the owl bear, like the stuffed animal owl bear,
Yeah.
he calls it his familiar.
Stop
Cute.
it!
I know, it's really cute.
Little bubbers.
Thanks, Quinn, for the
But
host.
you know, maybe there was a mimic guarding them and you just sent them to your estate, so
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't guarding them at all.
It's fine. I'm not
Who
worried.
knows? Who knows?
Blew it apart.
Emma's worried. Magpie's not.
Just about that time.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for being on this weird journey where we started off with some sort of an idea of what this was going to be, and it went off the rails, as we talked about in this Q&A session. We have had a lot of fun. It's been a lot, but overall, I think we've all really, really enjoyed this so far, and we're all looking very much forward to not only picking back up for season 2 in January, but also to have Chris rejoining us. Please, again, make sure you're following the channel and me on Twitter, and well, all of us obviously on Twitter because we're lovely and fabulous. But also join our Discord if you haven't already, because we will be posting announcements on what is to come for our Tuesday night slot. We both did it, or maybe not. But we will be posting updates about that. We're having a one-shot next week, Spoopy, that Ty will be running. We will have as guests, so it'll be myself and Matthew as players, along with Corey Hickson, who's in chat and being a wonderful participant right now.
Bed.
Oh, he went to bed. I missed that. I'm sorry. Yay! And Kaya, Crit Charisma, will be joining us as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the raid earlier. Why don't we go around and just talk about who we are, what we're doing, like where we can be found, and anything exciting coming up. And then we will raid somebody. Why don't we start with Ty?
I am Ty. You can find me on Baller and Brawler on Twitter. I am here on Tuesdays, running something next week. I'm on Urban Shadows over on Variant Roles with Matthew on Sundays. It's a very tense interpersonal show as well. And this Sunday night, I am on Mythos Mystery Society for a one-shot run by Dave in the Tales from the Loop system. First time I've ever played the system. It's a module from Call of Cthulhu, I think, one of the books. So it should be fun, spooky. For me.
And I am Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. On Mondays, you can find me on Variant Roles running the Grim Femmes project, our first campaign, which is called Beyond the Veil, where we use storytelling to walk through real life trauma and pain. And on Thursdays, you can also find me on Variant Roles for Project VHS, which is an occult sci-fi horror adventure out on the edge of space using the Cypher system for Monte Cook Games. And next Thursday, you can find me, instead of Project VHS, we will be playing Invisible Sun. I will be running us through a spooky Halloween one-shot. So if you ever want to know what Samhain is like over in Saturnine, come join us at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's all I got.
Woo! Folks, I'm Matthew Foreman. I'm at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter, of course. I will be in, of course, Cold Suns tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. Get ready for that. It's actually going to be a remote stream in order to accommodate schedule conflicts. Get ready for that. I've been really having a fun time playing Drake, the mystical warrior with the plasma sword. Yeah. On Sundays over on Variant Roles, Urban Shadows. Really look out for that. My character, honestly, is about to probably corrupt out, so I'll be re-rolling a new character. And I really hope someone kills Peter because he is the worst, and I don't want to deal with him, but here we go. I believe that's everything I have. Big Boy season will be returning in November. I'm hammering out the exact Friday that it's coming back, but my babies are back. They miss me. I miss them. We're going to get going. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And I am Alexis at Fox Ganacho. Hi. I am pulling something together. I have an arc of a I have a game arc that I want to be running, and I'll be running that in the hiatus. I'm going to be posting some things for that very soon, but I want to finalize a few things before I make like an official announcement. So look for that. I'm really excited about what's to come there. And also, like Matthew said, we're doing Cold Suns tomorrow, and I am really excited. I've been making the modifications to the overlay for it to be a remote, and I'm happy with it. And also, I'm excited to play my character Cassie. She is a Tok'ra, which means that she has a symbiote that she's sort of, her consciousness is blended with. And she is the daughter of two war heroes, Jack O'Neill and Samantha. She is the granddaughter of two war heroes, Jack O'Neill and Samantha Carter, from the SG-1 universe. And she's a jaded mercenary at this point. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. Check us out tomorrow for Cold Suns, 7 p.m. Central. We will be having a giveaway, so make sure you're tuned in for that. And I think that's it. This has been so great. Please hang out with us. We are going to raid Dumpsack Charisma. Please go show them some love. And we will see you all next year in the garbage world of Waterdeep. Love you. Bye.